Go.
Hi, I'm Teresa, the volunteer coordinator for Intrepid Healthcare and Hospice. And we're interviewing different veterans for Veterans Day and what Veterans Day means to them. And this veteran happens to be my hospice volunteer who visits patients and has been awesome and helped me with veteran pinnings. So, Rick, if you could state your name and your full name and your branch of service and what you did in active duty and what Veterans Day means to you.
Okay, my name is Rick Bong, United States Marine Corps from 1970 to 1973. I was a mechanic. I was also honor guard, did burials, and was an ambulance driver. What does Veterans Day mean to me? Well, first and foremost, Veterans Day reminds me of the legacy of my family. From my grandfather in the Navy, World War I, my father, Navy during Korea, myself, Vietnam, Marines. Then I had two brothers, one was Navy and the other one was Army. And then my two sons. And both Ben and Nate went in. Ben was the first to go, 2003, Nate was 2004. What Veterans Day means to me, I'm going to speak more first as a parent of one who was over there in Iraq. To recognize what the service of one's offspring does is more indelible than what I did. I remember the times when they would call me on a satellite phone when they were in Iraq, and I could hear the ordnance, I could hear the jets flying in the air, I could hear the call to prayer from the mosques, which was real time, and it was just incredibly unique. But also, when I look at the fact that Veterans Day, they come back, they still hold many of the wounds from serving, whether they were in a combat or not. I serve as a veteran service officer for Morgan County currently, and I help file disability claims because veterans come in with a time release capsule over years. It opens up, and they come in because the signatures on their bodies and on their minds from when they served in our armed forces starts to manifest itself in various illnesses and so forth. So to me, Veterans Day means that the country is free because of the sacrifices and the service that these people still do today. Sam Zackham once said in 2005, Sam was the ambassador to Bahrain, and he spoke at our Marine Memorial in Golden, Colorado. And Sam was born in Bahrain, and his family came over to the United States to get a life. And he grew up, got educated, became involved with public policy, and ended up being our ambassador to Bahrain. And at that memorial, he said something that resonated with me, and it fits in with why I think Veterans Day is so vital to this country. He said, folks, if we lose this, there's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go. So to me, Veterans Day means we still have freedom, and we need to salute those and remember those, honor those, respect those who took that oath and obeyed the Constitution, uphold it, and serve against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Thank you. Thank you and for all your service and sacrifice and being a hospice volunteer.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, my name is Andrew William Thimler. I was in the Air Force. I enlisted in 1967, got out in 71. I was in military intelligence, which is an oxymoron if you ask anybody else, because
funny.
there is none. I was stationed in Langley, Virginia, then Nakhon, Manam, Thailand, and then back at Offutt Air Force Base. And my job, I can't say a lot about it because of what I did.
Oh, right.
So,
Yeah.
but Vietnam, now I haven't been back for over 50 years. My job there was monitoring traffic on the Ho Chi Minh Trail, where they brought supplies from North Vietnam to South America along with troops, and we would correlate the information, locate the trucks and everything that was coming down, and then we go in and get them one way or another.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
No. So
Why
what
did
is-
why did I join? Well, I joined because I come from a generation. My dad served in World War II. He was a real patriot. He had, got the Silver Star on Luzon in the Philippines,
Wow.
and we. You know, I realized what a privilege it was to live in this country and how much had been sacrificed for us to do that, which I think has been lost in the last 30, 40 years. You know, we've kind of played things down. But I just felt it was an obligation that I needed to fill to pay back for all that I've been given and granted. So
That's nice.
that's kind of the
Yeah.
long and short of it. Okay.
Wow. Well, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. and
Okay,
we
thanks.
really appreciate your
So I'm Ernie Peterson. I'm a U.S. Army veteran, captain. And of course you see the Stetson on my head today. I served in tanks for 10 years. I am a Desert Storm veteran back in 1990-91. And Veterans Day, when I look at this day, means so much to me. I think about all the sacrifices of everyone that has served, both men and women. And I think about our patriotism and our country and what it really means to us all, and really the underlying word, which is freedom. And freedom is a big word. And we have that because men and women said, yes, I'll go take care of business and I'll make sure that we still have this so that the rest of our society can live in peace, live in harmony, and continue to grow, which is a big deal. And so it's about honoring our veterans and all that they've done for us year after year, decade after decade, generation after generation.
Well, thank you, and like we as Intrepid really always want to honor our veterans and who are alive and like passed, and we really thank you for your service and sacrifice.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, my name is Joe Loudenbeck, and my active duty service and combat service was from 66 to 70. I volunteered for Vietnam and went over there in 68 and was on a combat patrol boat, 82-foot patrol boat. So we patrolled from the DMZ down to south of Da Nang, and I also served as an officer of the deck, even though I wasn't an officer. So extra privilege. We were missing one of our key men, and so I volunteered and was accepted. What's the other question? I'm sorry.
Oh, what does Veterans Day mean to you?
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason. The whole reason for being here. My bad. No, I just, like it was said today, I mean, just a time to reflect on all the men and women who have died in serving our country, and just the love of our country.
Yeah, that's nice.
I fly my flag, and I just reminisce daily about my service time and what it means to me to be an American. And it's been a little tough recently with the political arena we find ourselves.
Yeah.
But that and also knowing Rick very well, his situation, his kids. But also I was fortunate to learn more about what God had in mind for me in my future, because I was able to leave a month early. And the fellow that took my position on a small boat operation that we ran to evasive Viet Cong, he was killed in an ambush.
Oh no.
And I found out about that when I reported in for duty at Buffalo, New York, actually as I was beginning my honeymoon.
Oh, wow.
So when I heard that across the teletype, I said, what do you mean about Charlie Beeson? And that's why I learned about it. So put a bit of a damper on the honeymoon. But anyway, and I just love being an American and
Yeah.
having had the opportunity to serve,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
serve my
Great.
country. So
Thank you
that's
for
my
your
story.
service.
I don't know if I said Coast Guard, but you probably got
Oh,
it.
wait, I saw your hat.
Thank you so much.
I'm not very good at that, particularly on tape.
Oh.
Well, we want to thank you for
thank
your
you. Thank you for
service
what you're
and
doing.
sacrifice. Thank you
Sure.
so
Thank
much.
I'm William E. Schumacher, Shoemaker, and I was taken out of Purdue University when they needed forward observers for the 37th Field Artillery, the 2nd Division. They flew me to Korea. I said, why didn't we take a ship? And they said, well, the ship takes 20 days and forward observers are needed real bad. So I was assigned to the 37th Field Artillery, and we immediately went up through Seoul and clear up to the Chinese border and back, and had a lot of mortar shells and artillery shells land pretty close to us, because we were always in no man's land during the time to call for fire. And we supported other troops because the French did not have artillery with their infantry. We supported the French, and I had a French interpreter to help me direct fire and to call for artillery shells and move up. And this was in '51 when we first started. And I was able to rotate out in '53 after 2 years. And then the armistice was signed after I got back to the United States. But
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
tough deal, but it was worth it, and quite an experience to live. And I didn't eat their food. I stayed with the C rations and K rations because they use human waste for their fertilizer.
Oh, gosh.
And you don't eat their vegetables because
Oh.
they're used to them, but we're
Yeah,
not.
that's kind of creepy. I can understand that.
But it was very good. I was married just a few months before I went overseas. I made all my pay out to my wife, but I got extra pay because we were on the front lines all the time, and it was like script, like Monopoly money. They called it script, but I was able to cash that in for regular dollar bills later. But during that time, you didn't handle money, and you had to tape over your. I was a first lieutenant. I got moved up to first lieutenant, but when we were out, we always had to tape over our insignia, because if you were captured, which I worried a lot about getting captured, because we were out where we were away from our unit, but we got back. I had a radio operator and a Jeep driver as a young second lieutenant, but I got a hold of a master sergeant, and I said, you know the ropes, you're a career man, you help me, I'm one of these college second lieutenants. I don't want to save the world, I'm trying to get back to Boone County, Indiana. Thank you.
Okay.
So we want to thank you for your service, and we like to honor all our veterans. We really thank you for your sacrifice.
Veterans Day means a lot to me.
Yeah.
My
Thank
kids
you.
normally are here with me. I have an unusual family. I have 2 sets of twins.
Oh, wow.
When I got back from service, I was behind all my fellow men, and
Yeah.
I caught up real fast.
Oh, yeah.
They're only 16 months apart.
Oh.
Well, it was really nice that you.
Thank
My name
you.
is Tom Lucky. I'm the finance officer here at the Legion. I was a U.S. Navy veteran for 10 years. I served aboard the USS America and taught classes out in California. My job out there was to do, I maintain the combat systems, the computer systems out there for the combat, for the carrier. I spent 4.5 years on board the ship and did many cruises out there. Veterans Day has been very special to me ever since then. My dad was a Navy vet also. I had uncles in the Army, so I do come from a military family. And Veterans Day has always been very special. It's just a day that we can all gather together, thank our veterans. Always having people coming up and thanking me, it just makes me feel so proud to be able to do that. They come up and say thank you. Always say it's my honor. It is my honor to have served in this military. and ever since I joined the Legion, I've been very active in it and met some wonderful, wonderful people in the Legion. It just, it's a family, and that's the way it is. It is a family here, and we just thoroughly enjoy being together, doing celebrations like this, doing celebrations at the cemeteries all through the Boone County and Zionsville, things like that. So we do a lot here and have a good time doing it too. So.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you
Well,
so
thank you.
much.
Appreciate
and we
it.
appreciate your service and sacrifice for
Like
our
I said,
country.
it's my honor. All right.
So,
Thank you
okay,
for doing
thank
this.
you.